Good morning, everyone. It's Diva Carla here for the Venus conjunct the Sun womb centering. And I just realized you can't hear me because I hadn't put my earplugs in yet. Good morning. Here we are for the Venus conjunct the Sun womb centering. So we are just moments away from the exact moment of the Venus Sun conjunction in Scorpio. And I wanted to meet with you at this time to really gather in all of that energy because we need it and the world needs it and the world needs us to come together. So I'm going to give you a moment, those of you who are going to join me live, and I hope I actually went to my group and to the page and set it up. So I hope you're not looking for me over at the page because that's where I do the Divine Feminine Astrology readings. But this is special for the women in the Womb Wisdom Portal. So as you arrive, please let me know that you're here, whether you're live with me or whether you're coming in later. And also let me know that the sound is all right. Yeah, the volume is plenty good here, according to my technology. And we're going to begin in just a moment. Become centered. Getting technology ready is always a little bit stressful for me. It's not, I have so much experience with it, and it still does not feel like my superpower. So, there's always the thing I forgot or the thing that I pushed the wrong button. But we are here now. So as you come in, whether you're listening to the recording later or you find your way to me live in the next few minutes, let me know that you're here with a heart or a like. And we are at the moment of the conjunction, the exact conjunction right now. So breathe that in. And I will use the time magic to make this moment real no matter what time you're listening. So I am Diva Carla, and I am here to guide you on a meditation, a womb centering. And before we do that, I want to do a small teaching around the Venus energy because it's something that you can use anytime for any reason, for your personal life, or send it out to the situations in the world. As I was doing the full moon astrology reading, the Divine Feminine Astrology reading, I realized that we were opening a 48-hour portal to this moment of the Venus conjunction, and it took me right back to a very important event 6 years ago. 6 years ago was the Venus transit of the Sun, where during this time of conjunction, the Venus and the Earth and the Sun were lined up so that Venus could be seen crossing the Sun's disk in a telescope. And this is an event that only happens, say, once every, I think it's 118 years, and it happens twice, I believe 8 years apart, that Venus slices across the Sun. And one of the things that was so significant about 2012 is that a lot of astrologers and numerologists began to realize that the Mayans kept track of the Venus transits. They followed Venus, as did the ancient Sumerians. The Venus cycle is the cycle of Inanna's journey to the underworld and her return. So we are beginning a new Venus cycle now. So we can connect with that energy of going deep into the underworld and returning, transformed, reborn. And that's very much a part of the Venus myth. So the Mayans in 2012, the 12/21/12 calendar was supposed to be the end of a Mayan epoch and possibly the quote end of the world. Certainly some great shift would happen. And the experts at the time said, they weren't talking about December 21st. They were probably connecting it to the Venus transit of the sun because they kept track of those. So that actually happened on June 3rd, I believe, in 2012. And I followed some experts, some astrologers who had a lot of important things to say about that. And it seems really potent for our time. So I'm going to bring those teachings in as we prepare for the womb centering. There are three things that I want to touch on. One is the Sabian symbol for the third degree of Scorpio, which is where this conjunction is happening. The Sabian symbols are channeled bylines, I guess you would call them, or mantras for each of the 360 degrees of the zodiac wheel. And the one for this degree is neighbors helping build a house in a small village. So it's about the community coming together to create something, to build something, and to care for one another, to shelter one another. And that's really important for us right now. That is, in society worldwide, we see people tearing each other down. We see divisiveness, polarities, hatred, and religious wars. Most of the wars going on right now are not ideological. They're religious. You believe this different thing. You think this saint is more important than that saint. In all the religions, even in the United States, there is an element of religious war to the factions that are vying for power and for the minds and hearts of the citizenry. And it's killing us, and it's killing the earth. And that's why we must get together and womb center. So remember that we are neighbors getting together to build a house as a community, a house for our neighbors to live in. We may not even be living in it, but we know that if we need them to build a house or gather in the wood or the crops, they'll be there for us too. So one of the most important things for us to know right now is that we must energize the thoughts. We do energize the thoughts that we give our attention to. Whatever we give our attention to increases. This is universal law. And it's the way that prayer works for people who pray. And when we're talking about Venus, one of the astrologers, David Trezemer, taught about how to manifest using the Venus energy and how to effect change in the field, the energetic field of the wider world. And he talked about erotic phantasm. That was a term he got from long ago, some man who wrote 100 years ago. I don't remember his name, but he talked about the erotic phantasm, and that means the thought form, the idea, the structure of consciousness that you energize. Eros it's love. We think of it as sex. We think of it as sensuality and pleasure. It is all of those things. Those are ways that we express life force, and they are ways that we energize our life force. Now that in our current society, that has been shoved underground. That is taboo. We don't talk about that. It's somehow connected with sin and evil and bad things and things witches do and demon worshippers. Well, we are witches, and and we worship love, the goddess. All rites of pleasure are my ritual, my ceremony. Beyond sexuality, deeper and higher than sexuality, it is the entirety of our life force, this eros. And it can simply, in the context that they were talking about it, that David Trezimer was talking about it, it is consciousness, energy, power, animation. It gives life and animation to the ideas we have, and it will give life and animation to any idea that we have. So if we are focusing on what's not working, on what's hurting, on the pain and suffering that we're having, what's going on in the world, who's in the White House, how things could go wrong in the next election, the war that's happening on every single continent. If we're thinking of how, our needs, I can't pay my bills, I can't pay my rent, my health is falling apart. This is the anniversary of something terrible that happened to me. If we do not want to eroticize those thoughts. And I see that a lot with the women I work with. And I've certainly experienced it myself. We fall in love. We literally fall in love with our limitations and our wounds and our pain. So if it's time to make a shift, if you want to simply be supported as you're going through a challenging time, because challenges happen, they are part of our life and they are a valuable part of our lives. As you go through these challenges, you want to eroticize or give power, energy, love, and consciousness to the valuable parts of these, to the outcomes that you prefer. Maybe it's to the strength to face it, to gathering support around you, your neighbors, to come and help you build the house. I'm going to suggest that I implore you, whether you're in the United States or not, to, rather than think about a specific outcome to the election, like Democrats, Independents, Greens, Republicans, think about the world that you want to live in. Think about the country, the justice, the liberation, the freedom, the abundance, the equality that you want to live with, and energize that, because regardless of who wins on election day and what happens in the government, because it may not matter who wins as far as the government is concerned, we are tapping into power that is bigger than governments. So it is our work to visualize, to create the thought forms and ideas of what we want, and eroticize or energize that, and then begin to work together as neighbors building a house to create that world. We are stronger than the government. I see someone has come on. Say hello so I can see who you are. It'd be lovely to have you with me live. So that is the first part to remember. We are energizing what we want more of, the outcomes we want to see. That is working with our erotic energy, and that is what we do with womb centering. Womb centering is one way of tapping into that energy. Hi, Sarah. It's nice to see you. Glad you're here. I'll do a little wave. And Okay. It's technology. They change things, and so there's new buttons and new boxes on the screen, and I don't know what they mean, but I'm glad to see you here. And the second thing that I want to offer you for using this Venus conjunct the Sun energy is that this is all about love. One of the other speakers during the Venus transit that I followed told the story, the myth of the astrological sign Pisces. Where did Pisces come from? The two fish that are swimming, not in opposite directions, but in divergent directions. I am a Pisces, so I was incredibly interested to hear that. And this is the story that really inspired me to do the womb centering, because I need to adjust my chair. I'm sitting crooked. 1 second. Okay, there you go. The story of how Pisces was placed in the sky and became one of the astrological houses. And the meaning behind Pisces is that once long ago, when time was very young, the gods were at war. These were the Olympian gods, the Greek gods like Saturn and Zeus. And then there were this older race of gods called the Titans, and the Titans. And these were giant monsters. And there was the king of the Titans was Typhon. And he was a monster. He came up out of the sea, and he had hundreds of red eyes and eyes on all his fingers, and his legs were coiling serpents that were like boa constrictors, and he was throwing lightning bolts and breathing fire, and he was like a big serpent dragon person. And he and Zeus were in a fight to the death, and they didn't care what they destroyed. They were prepared to destroy the world and everything in it in this battle. And honestly, that sounds like the essence of patriarchy as we know it, doesn't it? Well, here on the seashore were two beings, two gods, the goddess Venus and her beloved son Cupid. Venus is the goddess of love, Cupid is the bringer of love, and they were on the shore of the water as Typhon rose up and Zeus came at him, and they were going at it. And the mother took a cord of love, tied it around her ankle and her son's ankle, and they dove into the depths. They dove deep into the sea and rode out the storm. They preserved love upon the earth with this action. And the story has it that they either washed back onto the shore, or perhaps some stories have them being rescued by dolphins and being brought back by the dolphins. And when they returned from this sojourn, this safe dive into the depths of the ocean of love, the war was over and the world was saved. And they didn't do anything. They didn't do any magic, no tricks, no pulling the rug out from under anybody. They simply affirmed and preserved love. And this is what the feminine does. And she does it in connection, in concert with the masculine. The goddess of love, the great vessel and chalice of love, and the bringer of love, the one who fires the arrow. Masculine and feminine in service to love together. And this is the essence for us as women right now in this time where the gods, the patriarchy, is embattling. It's a battle for the health, well-being, and the very life of the planet. They do not care who they destroy as they battle for control. we dive deep. We go into the healing space. We wash ourselves, baptize ourselves, if you will, cleansing ourselves from this trauma that comes from living in the midst of this world. The feminine has been traumatized, as has the masculine. We drop down into these deep healing waters. We receive the healing. We gather the power and we return. And by that act, the world is saved. And then we go help our neighbors build a house as a community. We bring this love into action. So this is the teaching that I want you to have. And I forgot to remind you to jot down, to get some paper and a pen or a journal if you wish. So if you'd like to take a moment to make sure you have something to write with, I'd like you to jot down a thought form that you want to energize during this meditation. What is a desire, a need? And you can be real with it. Something that you want to create, something that, an outcome. And I would love it if you would say something for the earth and something for your own life. And just keep it very simple so that you can hold the energy and you can hold the feeling and you can begin to visualize something that symbolizes this outcome, this thing that you want to see manifest in your life and the life of the earth. And be specific. World peace is lovely. Perhaps one of my colleagues in ceremony likes to say, think globally, pray locally. If there is a water issue in your community, a pond that needs cleaning up, just as an example, something that is being threatened by development, for example, a resource that's being abused, think about that. And that will transmute to all the waters of the world, all the forests of the world. And if it's personal, if it's about health or resources or money or love or support, what you can bring into your own life translates into the whole world. What do people in traumatized, war-torn, storm-torn countries need? What do the people on the road through Mexico need? You can help them by helping yourself. Link, as Venus did, tying the cord around her ankle and her son's ankle. You can link these two things in this meditation. So take a moment, write something down that you would like to see, and then I'll give you a moment's quiet so you can gather your thoughts. Yeah. And sometimes the first thing that comes to mind is just perfect. All right. Now I'm going to guide you through this meditation, and what we're going to do is rather like that picture. We are gathering as a group of women, the women here in the Womb Wisdom Portal, and we are doing time magic. So whether you are doing this an hour from now, or 3 days from now, or a month from now, we are all together. I call you in to this sacred circle, surrounded by our ancestors, protected by the masculine energy. And this is if you can't see it's a circle of women, and they are womb centering. Their hands are on their bellies, as I'm going to show you how to do. And they are sending that energy around the circle and into the center and raising a cone of power and sending that energy out to the world. So this is what we're going to do. So Sarah, you and I are here in person right now. Thank you for being here. Holding your desire, the thing that you are wanting to energize, holding that in your mind, I invite you to close your eyes and place, actually keep your eyes open because I'm going to see, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to stand up and see if I can give you a picture of my belly without disturbing things too much. Put your thumbs in your belly button and make a triangle with your index fingers and let your hands relax on your belly. This is it's what we call a sigil. It's a physical symbol that activates womb energy because this space under the triangle is your womb. So place your hands there, and I'm going to bring the chair back. And I also want to remind you that if you don't have a womb because you've had surgery as a way of restoring health, you still have the energetic womb. So you can do this womb centering. In fact, it is very helpful and restorative for you to tap into the energy of your womb space. And if by chance you were not born with a womb, a uterus, then if you identify as woman, you also have the energetic womb. And so I want you to feel welcome to do this womb center meditation with us. It will help you tap into your femininity, your feminine power. And we need you. We need you. Hello, Marina. It's good to see you here. We are just about to begin the womb centering. And since you've just joined us, I will say if you hold a thought form, something that you want to energize. And bring that into the womb centering that we're beginning now. So now that you've seen how to place your hands in a triangle on your belly, like this, Marina, this is in your belly button and your hands are relaxed, your index fingers together. You may close your eyes and settle in. We will open the womb centering with 3 soft, expansive breaths. Inhale through your nostrils and let the air gently expand into your pelvis and into your belly. And as you inhale, you are inviting the breath into your belly. Just by relaxing your belly, the breath comes down, 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 and you relax your pelvic floor and open the petals of your vulva. Open your muscles around your anus, your whole perineum. This is opening to earth energy. And then as you exhale, you can exhale out your mouth and let your voice make a sound. Ha. And give your belly a gentle squeeze and pull your perineum up. Squeeze your perineum muscles to pull that earth energy up into your womb. So 2 more breaths like that. Expanding and relaxing. Inhale. And exhale. Squeezing and drawing up earth energy. 1 more. And see if you can relax even more and let your entire body relax around your center. This is a time for letting your belly hang out. Beautiful. And now just breathe normally, softly into your belly, and I want you to feel the pleasure of the breath inside of you. It's a very subtle sensation. Bring yourself into stillness and feel how that breath massages you as you let your belly relax and let your perineum open. You have activated your inner lover. Breath, your inner lover. And now bring your attention to the space beneath your hands and notice that there is light there. There is a tiny rotating star. It is shining like the sun. And it tends to have at this phase a pinkish gold color. And it's brilliant and sparkly and so intense. And with every breath, it grows in intensity. And it grows until it fills your entire womb. It's as big maybe as your fist, which is about the size of your uterus. And on the next breath, become aware of a spiraling cord of red light that is rising from the center of the earth and connecting to this light in your womb. Feel that connection, feel it. You may even hear it as a sound, because the earth's sound is this beautiful sonorous chord. The earth has a voice. I've heard that it's C major, as is our galaxy. So breathe up that red energy, and as you breathe that red earth energy into your womb, feel the light expanding. You can visualize it coming from between your relaxed fingers as it fills your entire pelvis. Feel yourself energized and feel your body continue to relax around the center and become receptive. And feel the heat. I can feel where I'm sitting, the sun is beginning to hit my belly and I can feel the warmth. But you have the sun inside of you. And the more you breathe and the more you feel this and the brighter it gets, the more sensation of pleasure you may feel. Allow this. Allow yourself to wake up your womb, your ovaries, your vagina, and bathe it with this light that is now growing brighter and whiter. And on the next breath, let this light fill your entire body. It rises and it permeates all of your cells and the spaces in between your cells, and it taps into your mitochondria, your energy factories. And this is a cleansing light, and it will help all of your cells cleanse. This helps clear out energetic dust bunnies, and the light now flows down into your legs and out the bottoms of your feet. And you are grounded by this red cord to the earth and by the light streaming from the soles of your feet and connecting to the mycelium and the roots of all of the plants. You are connected to all of life on earth now in a way that is holy, sacred, and safe. And you are free to perceive this connection to the degree that feels right for you. And now with one more breath, this white light expands to the edges of your aura, and feel yourself bathed and completely surrounded by this light that is being generated through your womb space. And it clears your aura of any thought forms that do not serve you, of any detritus or metabolized emotion, wounding or sensation that is not to your highest good right now. I don't know if you heard that sound, but that was my St. John's wort oil receiving the sun's energy on the windowsill. And now wherever you are, whether the sun is awake or whether it's nighttime, whether it is the beginning of springtime or the beginning of winter, wherever you are, receive this solar energy empowered and toned by Venus. The goddess of love meets consciousness. And now bring this thought form that you are connecting with, that you are wanting to energize with your own erotic energy. Say it. You may say it out loud if you wish. Yes, bring that vibration of your voice into the personal thing, the local thing, the world thing that you want to energize with erotic energy. And as you speak it into the air, breathe it in and send it down into your womb to be energized by the earth energy and the cosmic energy that flows through your womb space, your connection to the cosmos. And if it feels right to you, I invite you to visualize yourself doing what Venus did. Dive into the depths, and in the midst of this white light, you dive into a dark blue ocean. And it looks like what it looks like. What does this look like for you? What does this feel like for you? You are an aquatic being, a mer person. You can breathe under the water, and so you can swim here and breathe in this love into your womb space. And become one with all of the universal love that is surrounding us. And breathe out love. And another inhale. The sea of light and water, depth. And let this healing water of love and let this healing light shimmer and sparkle and permeate all of your cells and wash you clean. And now breathe in strength, the strength of love, the power of the divine feminine and the divine masculine that dwell inside of you, and bring them into your womb space to grow. One more breath to suffuse this thought form with erotic energy and the depths of cosmic love. And come back to sit inside your egg of light. And see the outcome. See the health of the earth, the health of the people, the health of yourself, the health of the ones you love, the well-being of all. Hold that vision, that thought, some symbol that you can hold, pure and unadulterated. If you want to open your eyes and look at the painting that is on the screen behind me, use that if you're having difficulty with your visualization. And tap into the pleasure of this breath, this light, this energy in your womb. And when this feels complete, you only need 64 seconds of holding this thought form in this light to transmute it with the thought of it is done, it is done, it is done. It is now time for us to join together as neighbors, as community of women, a circle of women, a great, far-flung, worldwide circle of women, tapping into this Venus energy. It's time for us to build a house, to build a world where justice is the rule, where love is the rule, where abundance is the law. Where the least among us has sufficient for thriving, and where the earth is honored as our mother, our lover, our home, where we work together with her. And with one another, we are partners with this great energy. We are partners with one another. And so feel this great circle of women, feel the light passing womb to womb and connecting us. This is a purified and safe energy. This is cosmic love energy. You are never alone. You can always tap into this deep feminine of the earth and the cosmos and the sisterhood. And you are always protected by the divine masculine holding the perimeter. And now let us gather this energy and send a stream of this energy into the center of the circle, and together raise this cone of light and send this energy to surround the earth. And all those who are open to receive it, may they be healed, may they be comforted, may they feel love, may they feel encouragement, may they feel strength, may they receive what they need. And you feel that energy come back to you. once again, tune into your body and feel the sensuality of this energy as it awakens and enlivens your pelvis and all of your cells. And how it stirs your heart as you feel that womb-heart connection. And now in this place, having shared this energy with a vast worldwide sisterhood and with all of humanity and all of the people of the earth, of all the species and all the elements, the earth, the air, the fire, the water. Bring this energy back to you. This energy has been amplified 1,000,000 times, and now bring it back into you to replenish your stores, to energize your womb, so that you may leave this place and time and do what you're called to do. So come into the center of your own egg again. Feel the boundaries of your aura. Disengage from the great circle. We're going to take 3 more breaths, and each of these breaths, let your energy pull back into yourself. And so now the energy is filling your body. It's pulled back from your aura into your body. And on the next breath, the energy concentrates into your womb, into your pelvis underneath your hands. And on this final breath, it concentrates back into the sun at the center of your uterus, your womb space. Now in this place, reaffirm your intention, your thought form for your own life, your own personal situation or desire that you are energizing. And ask to receive your next appropriate action. Because as we emerge from this womb center meditation, it is time for us to be neighbors building a house together, and we will be called to action ourselves, to take a step towards manifesting this desire in the real world. So let that next action float into your consciousness. And then on the next breath, breathe up the stream of red light into your womb. And make a spiral on your belly to seal this energy in. And begin to come back to now. Come back to the ordinary reality. When you're ready, let your eyes flutter open. Rub your hands together. Give yourself a hug. Stretch, move your spine. Drum on your thighs. Shake. And And if you would give me some sign that you're back, those of you who are live with me, Marina and Sarah. And you can just do a little heart or a like. Thank you. My pleasure, Marina. This will be available. I'm going to pin it to the top, and then you can always save it so that you can find it, and do it anytime you need to. And if you have the time, I hope that you will take your journal and take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, and just let things stream. You are in a very open, channeled, connected space. So journaling is very powerful. Your intuition is firing off because you're connected to your womb and the cosmic energy. And now I'm going to go get my journal, and I will see you back in the group a little later today. Thank you so much for joining me. Many blessings of Venus and Scorpio. Deep oceanic love to you. Aho.